Today I'm going to show you guys how to make a fun project for St. Patrick's Day, which is coming up on Friday. Make sure your name is on your paper, flip it over. We're all pretty good with stencils by now, so you're going to want to trace your stencil towards the middle of your paper, leave some room at the top up there. Alright, once you've got your stencil traced, raise your hand and I'm going to come around and I'm going to give you some darker green paint and some brighter green paint, and I'm going to put a little dab of each one right up at the top here. Everybody's got one of these little recycled paper wipers, and what you're going to do is you're going to hold it like this and you're going to wipe your paint down, and you might even have to go across a few times as well. Cool, you're done with your wiper, put that in the trash. It's okay if we have some extra paint down here at the bottom that's a little bit thicker, but we're going to set all this aside at our tables for a second and let it dry before we start cutting around the outside edge. Which means, while we're waiting for that, everybody's got some different colors of foil paper at their tables. We've got the shiny side on one side, and obviously we've got the white paper on the back side. You're going to have to retrace your stencil again. But make sure when you retrace your stencil, you're working on the back side of that paper, not the shiny side. Cut that out. There's my cutout foil piece. And take this, put it in the trash. And we're going to glue these two pieces together. Since we use temper paint, this stuff dries pretty quick, so it shouldn't have taken too long for this to be dry enough to cut out. Because the foil paper is a little bit more flimsy than this stuff is, let's actually go ahead and put the glue on this. And if you look, I flipped it over obviously, and I'm going to glue a thin little ridge all the way around. And when I get down here to the stem, I'm just going to make a thin line right there. Now when you go to glue this down, instead of trying to come at it like this, come straight down on top and you're going to try to line everything up. If I was you, I would start at the stem just like that and set it down. And press gently until it's stuck, and then we're going to trim the edges. Alright, I'm done, trimmed up on both sides. I trimmed off the extra pieces while I was looking at the colored side, and then I flipped it over and I trimmed off the extra pieces when I was looking at the shiny side. Now obviously we don't have a name on it yet, so if I was you, I'd take a dark colored pencil real small and write your name somewhere along the outside edge. And now I'm going to show you some steps to make it a little bit more difficult. St. Patrick's Day began in Ireland in the 17th century to celebrate St. Patrick, the patron saint of Ireland, who died in 461. Green is typically associated with the day, and that started in about the 1600s when the green harp was used on a version of the Irish flag. The Irish flag today is white and green and orange. And today, we see a lot of festivities happen in the cities like this, the Chicago River, which usually gets dyed green.